So just like before, what we need to do is now we need to keep track of the dead players here. So what we need to do, just like before, right click, make a new custom event, and call this one add to players dead map. And just like before, we need the player reference. So if you search for a player base, go ahead and select it here and call this one player. And let's take this player's dead map. And actually, let's take the one that is alive first. We need to remove the player if the player is inside of here before we add them to the dead map here. So let's take, just like before, let's take this, say find. Let's see if we can find the player inside of here. And let's make a branch. And let us connect this here. And by the way, for this one, I forgot to actually connect this. So as I can see here, so here for the remove, now, if it is false, if we can't find the player inside of here, just go ahead and continue the code. Don't remove anything. So let us actually double click up here and double click over here. Okay, so that is corrected. We need to do the same thing here. If we can find the player, go ahead and take this and say remove and let us connect it and go ahead and remove the player just like before. And I'm just going to reorganize this. All right. And then now when we have removed the player, let's now add the player to the player's dead. So let's take this and say add and go ahead and add the player. And just like before, double click here for the player, make a reroute node, and let's drag this into here and make a reroute node again. And here we go. So now we have added the player here. And I'm just going to move this a bit away so I have more space to work with. And just like before, we need to get the controller to know which team this player is on. So let us drag this away and let's double click here. And let's say get controller. And let's say get controller, not get player controller actually. Get player controller. Go ahead and connect it. And now we need to take this team variable, just like before, and connect it down here. Let us just move it down here and let me move this a bit down like this. Also move this one a bit up, just like this. And go ahead and move it closer. Okay, so now we're adding the player here. And just like before, if we can't find the player, just go ahead and find the controller and we can add the player to this map. Okay, so this was the code. Now we're keeping track of the players that are alive, and we're also keeping track of the players that are dead. So what we need to do now is keep track of the players that are living. So all of the living players. So let's go ahead and do that in the next lesson.